everyone, I'm Phoenix Tremaine, and this is going to be my review of The Oval Episode 3, The Heat, or actually it's just called Heat. And before we get started, please take a minute to subscribe. If you have subscribed, thank you very much, I appreciate it. Please hit that like button, because every time you hit that like button, lets YouTube know this is a good video for Tyler Perry reviews. I'm binge watching The Oval. I'll probably within 2 days will have seen all 12 episodes. And it's actually really great binge watching it because there's no cliffhanger. You know, you just go to the next episode and see what happened without having to wait for a week. But when the show comes back on in May, I will be reviewing it as it comes out. But so far so good, and let's get started. So we opened up with Donald, you know, taking a gun from Lily and trying to get some answers. But it seems like he is an intruder, so instead of calling the police, he has him taken by the Secret Service to an undisclosed location where doctors patch him up and prepare him for interrogation. We later learn that he is military and that he's going to be a hard nut to crack, so to speak. And so nobody is able to get information out, you know, from him so far. The president sneaks away to the Oval where he meets Denise, which is Ruth's twin sister. We get a very sexy scene with Melissa. Melissa's the name of the actress. Melissa Williams, I think it is. Let me double check it. I don't want to say that wrong. Yeah, Melissa Williams has a very sexy scene, and which I appreciate. Thank you, Tyler Perry. And the First Lady tries to get in. She ends up fighting the Secret Service to try to get in there, but only ends up hurting herself. Oh, I'm actually jumping way ahead. But he's in the Oval with Deniz. Berry steals a gang member's gun when confronting his cousin Picky to try to find out where the Ragadushi are located, which I thought was like another silly, unbelievable scene in an otherwise good episode, because if a person grabbed a gang member's gun before he could even get it this to his side, and plus especially since he punched the member, you know, he would have been shot, period. And it's because everybody drew guns. Somebody would have been trigger happy and shot him. But also, if they had not shot him, they would have at least banked him, which means they would have ganged up on him. I don't know what that is. Google. Somehow people try to call me on Google. No, I don't answer. So then we get to another mother-daughter talk. They kind of threaten each other until Gale reveals that her father's in the Oval with the mistress, which I already started to talk about, where she gets into a fight with the Secret Service, but she's not able to get inside. Gale gets in touch with Picky using the kitchen phone. Of course, Gale, once again, is the First Lady's daughter, who I absolutely hate. This episode made me hate her even more. And that's when we discover that that it's such a small world that the guy who she accused of attacking her is also her boyfriend's cousin, who doesn't want anything to do with her because he's a criminal and he does not want to get caught up in some presidential Secret Service type deal. He wants to be under the radar, which anyone can understand, except for her. The first, Lily worries about Bobby's interrogation, and this is when Donald tries to console her and says that she'll be a great mother. She's a great woman. She'll be a great mother. And she says, you know, I can't be a mother if we're not having sex. Which also explains why she cheated, because he ain't giving her none. So Sharon tells Richard about Nancy and Picky. So Sharon is the girlfriend of, I'm recapping some of the stuff, of Barry, whose kid was kidnapped by Ruth. And Sharon tells Barry's father about Nancy, how she let Ruth in, the Ragadooshi came in, held her down while they took the child. And then Picky shows up. And I had to look up his name because it kept sounding like they were calling him Pinky. And I'm like, that's not a very gang member-ish type name, Pinky. So I had to look it up, and it's Picky. Like you're a picky person, Picky. And so he lets Richard know that Barry has a gun, and he's out looking for the Ragadooshi. He gave him a wrong address, but he is out there about to get into some trouble. It's clear that Richard and Picky have, no goodwill towards each other. Kyle shows up at Lily and Donald's home. Kyle is this stalker dude, Secret Service agent, who is hot in the pants for the chief of staff. Gale berates Priscilla. This was like the moment of the episode where you just wanted to reach through the TV and what they call smack that hoe. So yeah, I don't like when people talk down to people that are customer service, in customer service type positions. It is, to me, it just makes you the lowest common denominator, one of the lowest forms of life. You're just trash to me when you don't have respect for other people just because of their job. So she's trash. But she berates Priscilla, who she then orders to make food for her and walks out. And then Priscilla tells one of the maids that she needs to do it because she'll poison her if she does it. The First Lady puts glass in the shower. I think I mentioned that already. Since she couldn't get into the Oval, she put glass in the shower, so when the president went on ahead, Hunter went on in there, he immediately stepped on glass because he didn't look down. And Kyle's obsession with Donald is made clear when he starts trying to touch him. So clearly Kyle and Donald have had a sexual encounter, and now Donald is like, okay, we did it, but it ain't like that. We're not dating. This isn't a love relationship or nothing like that. I'm a married man, and now you all up in my house. So he makes Kyle stay outside, but his wife was listening, and I've watched this episode twice. So I watch every episode twice because my first watch of the episode is just to watch it as a viewer. Then my second watching is to watch it as a reviewer. So I didn't really hear him say anything incriminating, but she clearly has an inkling that her husband may be into guys. Then we have the obligatory one scene from Creepy Son, which is the first son, and he tries to get a maid to take him to the staff quarters to see where she sleeps, and she wants to get her supervisor to okay it, and he tries to be pushy about it, but she still maintains she needs to get her supervisor. So she did the right thing that Barry didn't do. When Barry was ordered by the first daughter to go to her room, that should have been nipped in the bud right then and there, no matter who she is, because we saw what happened. So the maid did the right thing. Nancy and Sharon had a quick crying scene together because Sharon feels that, Callie doesn't like her, and, she's not really been a mother figure to her. And, Nancy lets her know, well, that's kids naturally want their parents together. So we end with Barry and his father struggling over a gun in a car because, of course, his father, Richard, doesn't want him to have a gun, and it goes off. Although I didn't really think anybody would get shot, at least not in the car, because I've seen like the first couple minutes of episode 4, and yeah, we got some problems, but in a good way. So thank you for watching. I'm Phoenix Tremaine. I will continue to marathon watch the OVO so I can be prepared for the new episodes. You can let me know in the comment section what you thought about this episode. We can reminisce over it together. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.